How we doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Welcome to RockEyez, man.
Hey, well, thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Tell me a little bit about the beginning stages of Empires.
Empires, accidents, all
Yeah,
accidents.
yeah,
No, I was if you go back to the beginning, I was a door guy, and Darren was in a band and a play. I was at a place in Addison, Texas, and he
right.
used to play there. And this was before I started singing. And then I used to watch him all the time, jump up with the band every once in a while, but never did it. And then one day I got a phone call from him after I'd been in several bands because we went off and he did his thing with Brand New Machine, and I was in a band called Early Pearl, had our own successes separately. And then he called me and said, "Hey man, I'm doing this thing for the Drew Pearson show." I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah." He's like, "You want to come sing with me?" It's like, "Sure." Go in there, started playing around and doing our thing on the show. And one day he said, "Hey, you want to come and check out my practice studio?" Went in there, started writing music that day, and haven't looked back since, man. It's been a real cool ride since then.
Cool, cool. Well, congratulations on the new single, Never Enough.
Yeah,
It's I'm reading that it charted at number 10 on the secondary market rock charts. So that's impressive, you
I'm
know.
not upset about that at all.
Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Now I'm also reading that the band also do weddings and stuff like that. Is that true?
No, 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 no.
I was just wondering
So,
about that because a lot of the bands are starting to aren't you could rent them for your house now, like Ted
yeah, I
Poley,
mean,
Mike Tramp, like they'll come to your house now for like a grand, you know?
if you want us, we will come. Now
Right.
we've done some private events and things like that. The craziest thing was playing at elementary school.
Oh,
Throwing down some Aussie for some kids. But the thing about it is, you're not on tour all the time.
right,
24/7, you're not. And there's downtime and you're working on your music and stuff like that. But you have fans, friends, people who want to see the band still, and you
right.
have a little gap. Yeah, I'll do a private party if you
Yeah,
want to. Just throw it
cool.
in your backyard. Let's go, man.
Yeah, let's go. Just feed me, you know?
Yeah, never
You know.
scared, man.
So, how's the music scene in Texas?
It's interesting. So you've got Houston, who's smacking out some really cool bands. Dallas is in a transitional period. The
Right.
biggest thing is tributes have taken over the scene.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so you go into a club, one night you'll see an original band, but then the next night you'll see a Tom Petty tribute or an AC/DC tribute and stuff like
Right.
that. So there is a pendulum swing right now. So
Right.
it's swinging back toward the original again. So we've got the same venues that have been doing more tribute. They're actually sliding into back into the originals again. So it's a back and forth. Half the band, half the musicians in the Texas area are in a original band and
Right.
a tribute band.
You got to
So
make the money, right? So you got to do
yeah,
something,
man.
you
Yeah,
know?
they want to pack it out with us doing some Pour Some Sugar on Me Love.
Right.
I might think about it. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. What's your feeling about like bands, established bands that are going out but actually don't have any original members?
Bands that are well, that's interesting. It's always tricky because I mean, we play with like Fuel and we play with Brett Scallions.
Right.
You know, love both.
Right.
It's cool. You see bands like Queensryche running out there with, obviously for years now they haven't had his name singing for them. So
Right.
it's interesting. I don't know. Like if Van Halen got back together, I don't think I'd be, you
Right.
know, at the same time, I think it's cool that Pantera's doing their thing, but no, I miss Vinny and Dime. So
Right.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's uh it's 50-50. Some bands can do it,
Right.
and some bands probably need to reconcile what's going on and get everybody back together. It hurts to see it sometimes, but what were you gonna do? Sit at home and listen to the record, or go and actually watch what's left of that band? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Like
And
like
they're always still great musicians. You
yeah.
know?
Well, the Van Halen thing, I don't think that interests me. I mean, other
No,
people, it don't interest me to go see them. But people are going, so like, it's all extra money, I guess. So, but I wouldn't go.
yeah.
I just, I don't know if I love the songs by Sammy, and I like the songs by David. So like, it would have been cool if they did half the set with Sammy and half the set with David. Then I'm sure that every place will sell out, because like you want to see both.
No, I would have loved to have seen that. That would have
Right.
been great. I mean, just everybody just get together and just do that thing. That would be so sick.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. You're a mad genius.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, Empires, have they released an album at all, or just all singles?
Oh no, we haven't released an album. It's just all singles. Not to say just, but yeah, I mean, we've been doing it one song at a time per
Right.
quarter. Um, I am following the lead of the mighty TLG Zoid. So,
Uh-huh.
the label group wants to do it one at a time, let the songs roll out. Me personally, I mean, we got like 20, 30 some odd songs sitting in
Right.
over here. So, but you're always tweaking, always evolving things. Some of the songs we wrote 4 years ago have been revamped, so they're not quite the same.
Right.
So, um, I'm an album concept kind of guy, but at
Right.
the same time, I understand how it needs to flow.
Right.
You
Yeah.
shoot your whole load out there, and everybody's like, "Oh, we saw one song." The music industry's changed a little bit.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And what do you think about like you're doing one song, whenever as possible, but people want vinyl too now. So you're not going to
Yeah,
be putting out a 45, right? So like,
yeah, that's a big thing. Like, long gone are the days of physical holding it in your hand. So you have to go through iTunes and everything like that, and
right.
streaming services and stuff like that. But um, I miss vinyl
Yeah.
actually. So, my dad had a wall. You see this wall behind me,
Right. Yeah.
double the size of that wall in width, and he would have had 9 rolls high of vinyl.
Yeah. Yep.
And I liked that popping sound on his
Right. Yeah.
turntable.
Yeah.
Um, there's a pureness to it. Digital compression of music can be a little interesting. There's some little extra things, like Prince was notorious for putting extra little tastes in the background, a little
Right.
horn back there that you wouldn't hear if you weren't paying attention. You can't hear a lot of that with MP3 sometimes. So I, I'll take it how it comes,
Uh-huh.
but give me something physical if I can get my hand. A good worthy album will be a vinyl in my collection anytime.
Cool. Cool. I don't think Prince got the recognition that he should have got, especially as a guitar player. He kicked ass on that guitar. I mean, he was a great writer, but when he
Hmm.
played guitar, outstanding.
I mean, what was it when he got up? What was it? Tom Petty and them up there, and he
Oh
walked up
yeah, I
there with
remember
them,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
shredded it, and then
Yeah.
walked away.
Yeah.
Just walked off.
Yeah. Yeah. He was amazing. You know.
Yeah, he was.
So
God rest his soul.
tell me a little bit about the future coming up for this band.
Well, right now we're in talks. I don't want to jinx it,
Right.
so let us pray. No, I was kidding.
Right.
We're working on a little bit of touring. We're working on the next singles. Um, right now, we're just dealing with the shows that we have right now, booking out the rest of the year, but we're trying to lock down some stuff. So I don't want to throw salt on it or you kind of mess it up. But let's just say we're not sitting idle.
Right. Yeah.
No, not at all. So, you know, these next singles that we're working on right now is back like a batch of 5 songs right now.
Right.
Trying to switch things up in a little different direction, working with different producers. As anybody who knows our music can tell, there's something different about Never Enough compared to anything else. It's got
Right.
like hip hop beats and stuff, a little bit of that, a little bit more electronics, keyboard sounds in there. We went for uh, a softer versus,
Right.
little relationship stuff. But um, the switch up is real, and we're trying to test out anything. Why be pigeonholed to one sound? We do
Right.
whatever the hell we want and see
Right.
what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. 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 Do you do most of the stuff in house?
Oh yeah, well, me and Darren work on everything with the lyrics and everything on that part, and then we take it to our producers, guy by the name, no, I can't say his name right, Nar, which is yeah, I always mess it up. So I apologize right now. And Alex Gerst out of here at Empire Sound in Dallas. And we work with them on pre-production really. So we give them the basic ideas of it and then say, okay, we want to, because we're not keyboard players,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And we try to chop things up. The verse might be 2 bars longer. We're trying to figure out how to kind of nest that in. So we work with those guys to kind of tighten it up.
Cool.
They're
Now,
pretty awesome.
most of the shows I see that you're playing are all in Texas. You feel like you need to spread out a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I want Oklahoma, Louisiana. Basically, I want the whole dang planet. You know,
Yeah.
I've been all over this planet a couple of times, played
Right.
overseas and stuff like that. So it's time to get back out there. And we are very close to pulling that trigger. It's got to be the right fit. You know what I mean? You can't just go out there and just throw yourself out to anything. If you're playing with a core band and you're not a core band, you might get eaten alive every night, you know?
Right. Yeah.
On top of that, the cost of going on tour has to be the smart thing. I can't come home and, curl up in a nice little newspaper blanket. I got to take care of my business. And so paying $50,000 versus making $50,000 is a whole different ballgame, you know? So we're working out the details of what's coming up, hopefully real soon, because I want to take us on a consistent tour. Jumping out and flying out to Chicago for a one-off and flying to, Florida for a one-off. That's okay, but I want to get out there and get dirty with it for a little bit, you know.
You guys have merchandise?
Oh yeah, well, we have the merch store. We pulled it because we're revamping all of this stuff. We've got new artwork that we've got coming. We're changing the style up a little bit. So that's coming back here. I think it should be ready to go by the end of the month at least. Yeah. So we have some cool shirts. I was wearing it earlier, but I took it off. Shameless self-promotion. I can't do it that bad, you know.
Is music to break into extremely hard for new bands?
It can be. I mean, nowadays you got to worry about it's changed in a good and a bad way. Like you can control what's going on with you yourself, but that's social media, which requires you to be on it all day, every day, nonstop, constantly interacting with people, pushing your music. So that's an aspect that if you really want it, you can work that angle. Getting out there on a label, or at least going out there on your own, it can be hard. I mean, there's so many people out there that are doing it. You have to stand out and you have to be, some people follow what everybody else is doing exactly to a T. Some people are out there like, look, I'm going to be free and do what I want.
Right.
And I hope for their sake that it happens, but most of us don't get a chance to even cut our teeth on this side of it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So I pray for everyone who's out there pushing. Look at what the people that you like are doing and copy that. Because that's what, I mean, they laid the tools out for you. If they're on their social media actually interacting with people, then you go do exactly what they did. If they've had to play cover band shows, like Alice in Chains, did they not have to do cover shows for a while? They were doing cover shows when they first started.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got to do what you got to do to get your name out there. And hopefully not sell your soul to do it. But
yeah. So what's the feeling like when a fan comes up for an autograph?
It feels good, man. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel weird about it sometimes because I don't know. I guess I don't see fans like fans. You know what I mean? Like, I see them more like, I guess, friends you kind of hang out with every once in a while and stuff like that. Because, oh gosh, sorry. Looks like they decided to blow the hallway over here.
You can't hear nothing. So you can't hear nothing.
You can't hear anything?
Nope.
Perfect. All right. So honestly, fans are amazing, but we're all doing the same thing. We're connecting with each other. We're having a good time. We're enjoying the music. We're letting the music carry us. And we're all one at that point. That's why when I'm on stage and I'm staring somebody and I look them dead in the eye, point at them, I fist bump them. If I jump into a crowd and crowd surf, that's because we're all connected. So I like the autographs and everything. Most people do selfies nowadays. But I want them to feel as comfortable as I want to feel when I'm hanging out. Because when I've hung out with like I hung out with Depeche Mode a couple of times here in Dallas, just being regular people, man. You
Yeah.
know, that's it's just this is what I do, and you happen to love what I do, and I appreciate that. But let's hang out and have a good time. You know what I mean? So thank you for asking for my autograph, and thanks for the selfies. But
Yeah.
we're all friends and family here, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool. What are your hopes for this band?
my hopes for this band. Ooh, that's an interesting question. No, just kidding. You know, longevity,
Uh,
songs that last past my existence here.
right,
Something that writing something that meant something to someone. And it carries on generationally. Can't
right,
speak English. The next is, you know, I want a Grammy.
right.
And I want to go out there and I want to play with my favorite artists. I want to go on tour. I want to play all the big festivals. I want to reach as many people on this planet as I possibly can and have a really good time with all of them, with this band, and get this music out there to as many people as I possibly can. I
Cool,
think that this Empires has the potential to do some amazing things, and I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds, you know?
cool. And who is your favorite band?
Yeah. Ooh. Uh, it's hard because I love Gojira.
Uh-huh.
I love Mastodon. I love Bad Omens, and I love me the hell out of James Maynard Keenan. So
Oh, yeah.
he's like one of my favorite frontmen. I love his voice. I love his lyrics. So Tool, Perfect Circle.
Right.
I have about a list of 10
Yeah.
that I'm like constantly. Deftones. I love
Right.
Chino. So those are the ones that are in my constant rotation. If you don't hear me listen to at least a song from one of those bands today, something's wrong with Bishop Booker.
Right. In your younger years, who'd you listen to?
Let's see, your younger years. Well, it was Prince, Michael Jackson when I was really young.
Right.
And then I discovered my dad was a big funk guy. So he
Uh-huh.
listens to like Parliament, you
Yeah.
know. But then he introduced me to Van Halen
Oh,
and
wow.
then the Police. And then so I listened to the Police, Van Halen. And when I got a little older, it was Nirvana, Soundgarden. I did love Queensryche,
Uh-huh.
some Journey. I'm all over the place though. So one day you'll hear me listening to Erica Badu, Depeche Mode, um, and then you'll get a Gojira song in the mix of that. My kids are like, "You are bipolar musically." I guess I am. I'm a Gemini. We have
Yeah.
7 people in here with me. So um, I'm all over the place. Good music.
Uh-huh.
Metallica, great music. When I got the Garage Days Inc. tape, the
Uh-huh.
bootleg,
Right.
I'm stating my age right now. I had that spinning until it popped, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So my dad looked at me like, what is this devil music? But it's like, you turn me on to rock music. This is the next level right here.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Hip hop, rock, R&B, a little bit of pop.
Right. Yeah.
That's about it.
And me, I was into more Motown. Uh, and plus, like recently, a couple of years back, I got to see Al Green. I mean, I just went to the like Four Tops, and even though there's
Wow.
no members left, I still went. It
Mhm.
was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. They got it down sync, perfect. You know.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
yeah.
those old school moves and the harmonies, you don't hear that
Oh,
anymore.
nah, nah, that's
You
gone.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, what Boyz II Men was the last one that actually did stuff like that?
Right. Yeah.
I'm talking. Yeah, well, my boys are getting their whip crap right now. It's like, look, man, we gotta get ready for tour. You got to learn how to sing like me. So let's go.
Right. Yeah. What's your relationship with the other members in the band?
Oh, good, especially right now. It's crazy. So, we have a split. It's crazy. So Darren and me have a really good time. We enjoy this company. We have a good time. But Darren has recently brought in his old drummer from
Right.
a band back in the day called Chad. His name is Chad Crutchfield. And then Jeff Comas was my bass player for my first band that was signed, which was Early Pearl. So now it's like brotherhood. We're
Right.
having a really good time. Um, Musicianship level is on a whole nother level. We're gelling very well together.
Right.
I call it my rhythm section, but bass and drums, they have to be a cohesive unit. you know.
Right. Yeah.
That's the core of what I am as a musician. If I can't feel that bass pumping through my chest and
Right.
they're just meshing together, we're off. And they are so good together. And with Darren shredding on that guitar and the melodies that we're coming up with together, it's a good fit, man. I'm having a good time.
Cool. Cool.
And we don't drink a lot. Maybe I do. Whiskey's
Uh-huh.
my thing.
Uh,
But we have a good time sober or not, you know. It's cool.
cool. So who does most of the networking for the band?
Me and Darren, both
Uh-huh.
of us. I'm on there with social media and stuff like that. He's got the relationship with the label as far as talking to them and dealing with all the logistics of those parts of it. I'm the little tech guy who knows how to use his phone, tablet, laptop to the max and
Right.
reaching out to people, booking shows and dealing with the venues, making sure that we have all the cables we need. That's kind of mostly me and half Darren, you know. So we're kind of, it's a team. We do it
Cool.
together.
What state would you like to play the most?
Oh, let's see here. Out of all the places I've been, New York,
Yeah.
I don't play there enough.
Yeah.
Play Chicago, play Florida all the time, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and California. I have not had the pleasure of playing New York. I
Wow.
played Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland,
Uh,
Boston, New Jersey, but
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
where you but I've never played New York, and I have family there. My family's from Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Wow. Wow.
So I have not played basically one of my hometowns.
Wow.
So I need to get there.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in Brooklyn. I lived in Glendale, Queens. So,
Oh yeah.
you know,
See,
so yeah, yeah,
mine
yeah.
was a little bit how do you put this? I was in the projects. So, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
mama on the 12th floor and stuff like that. It was an interesting place to be, especially in the late 80s, early 90s. That was a very interesting place.
Well, Bishop, it was great talking to you and great meeting you. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Yes. Do me a favor. Go listen to Empires, Empiires. Empires with two eyes. Go
Uh,
check us out. We're on Spotify. We're on Instagram if you want to come and chop it up with us. My name is Bishop Booker on behalf of Darren, Chad, and Jeff. You have a blessed day. We'll see you on the road. Rock some Empires. Never enough out right now. And by the way, RockEyez, you guys are amazing. Thank you for doing what you're doing, brother. I appreciate you. Have a blessed day.
you too. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.